we go back to it. And the number of calls and the number of texts and messages means we absolutely have to go back to it. We're talking about the audio being released that tells us the background to that moment between Tottenham and Liverpool at the weekend when the Luis Diaz goal was ruled out. Now that the audio is released, should it finally be case closed? Richard's a big Arsenal fan. Richard, good morning. What do you think? Case closed?
Hi, lads. No, I think what this does is highlight the fundamental flaw with VAR. And I was always a great advocate of VAR. But what it's done is take the decision-making away from the referee. So it goes off to Stockley Park. They do their thing. We all know when the referee's told to go over and look at the screen at the match, he's going to go with their decision. So I think this is the fundamental problem, that this has now really blown up because the referee's not in charge of the game anymore. So these guys who aren't really there, not engaged with the match, don't really understand what's going on. There was a similar incident in the Liverpool game where the referee's shown a still of the tackle that resulted in the sending off, which I think everyone agrees that wasn't a sending off. But when you look at just the still of the foot going over the ball, it's a sending off. And I think it's the fundamental flaw now with the whole of VAR.
But how do you square the circle then? Because the on-field guys gave the goal offside.
Oh, well, there should still be a VAR decision. So what I would actually do is change the way VAR runs to how most other sports use VAR, which is that the manager of the team, or perhaps the captain, has 3 appeals. And so in that case, the Liverpool manager or captain would say, we want that looked at. And then the referee would go look at it. And you wouldn't be stopping all the time for, was that a handball? Was that? Because a lot of the time, I think the sending off, neither manager would say, I think we want that looked at, should be a red card. So they get 3 appeals. If the appeal's upheld, they keep their appeal. If it's not, they lose it.
I'd go for that.
It's an idea.
I'd go for that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Limit the checks, in other words.
Yeah.
Limit the check. Richard,
that's not a bad idea.
That
would suit me so much.
I wonder if
better.
the managers would go for that. Pep Guardiola's taking it. It's quite interesting. We'll get to that shortly. Matthew's a Tottenham fan. Matthew, good morning to you. You guys benefited out of this, didn't you?
Yeah, hi guys. I was watching the match live and on the phone to a friend of mine who was a Liverpool supporter, and and I've got to say, it was a very joyful day for me. But I have to say that I think that the easiest way of getting around this is changing the question that the referee asks at the VAR office. In rugby league and rugby union, and they've been using it for an awful lot longer, they ask a question. They will say, try or no try, or is there any reason that I can't award a try? So if the referee had asked the VAR office, goal or no goal, then the VAR just looks at, is there any reason why it isn't a goal? Then they would have looked at the offside, and often they would look to see if there's any foul play leading up to the goal.
Let me just interject. I think it wouldn't. No, because what you're talking about, this case we're just talking about, VAR wasn't listening. Hooper, the referee, said coming back for offside. He didn't hear him. Didn't want to hear him. He was preoccupied doing something. The question has to come from VAR to the ref. And the question is, and Dermot Gallagher said it brilliantly, and what he said is, what is the on-field decision?
Yeah, I think though, but if they got into a culture of asking the question differently, because this is a decision where, somebody's the lino's put his flag up, but if the referee's question is goal or no goal, then you wouldn't get the faffing around that we heard in the recordings, which I've got to say I'm quite glad it came out now. I was dubious yesterday, but at least we know what the mistake was.
Yeah, so what you're asking is onside, offside, goal or no. Well, you don't need goal or no goal. It's technology, isn't it? So you'd be saying onside, offside, red card, no red card, whatever it may be. I see what you mean. But you're asking them... I just think it's easy for the guys at VAR in an office where they don't have the pressure and emotion of just let the guys in VAR turn around and say, so the referee every single time, on-field decision, please.
Are we still miles off this thing being closed, do you think, Matthew?
Oh, I think this is going to rumble on for a while, and I do feel bad for the Liverpool fans that made the effort to go down there. But I would go back to, and I know what you're saying there, Danny, but I think if the only question in that instance, take the offside or a foul leading up to the goal out of that, if the only question that he asks of the office is goal or no goal, then all they've got to look at is there any reason for them not to award it? And if there's no reason, so they could clearly then see, right, okay, is there an offside? No, there isn't an offside.
Yeah, but the offside might lead to a player going in the box and then getting fouled for a penalty where there's no goal. So you're not saying goal or no goal. What are you saying then? Penalty or no penalty? Offside or no offside? It's too complex. I think it's just very easy for not everything leads to a goal. So why not leave it with the calmer environment of the guys in VAR to actually say, and they can have a list in front of them, they can write it on the forehead and look in the mirror if they want. Every time at an incident, they say to the referee, on-field decision, please.
Right.
They should be the ones who are calm, away from the emotion of it. The referee, you're asking him to make sure he remembers all these questions he has to ask the VAR when he's dealing with this frenetic game with players give F, Y and Z in him every 3 seconds. He's got people in his ear from the stands. He's got everything going on. Let the VAR take control of that
I hate
question.
to tell you, Matthew's gone to do something more enjoyable, like a trip to the dentist or his tax return or something. Tan's a Liverpool fan. Tan, good morning. This rumbles on. It shouldn't. Do you think we'll see a repeat of what happened on Saturday with Diaz?
Hi, morning, Jim. Morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
I think this will happen again, 100%, because VAR has shown and demonstrated in the couple of years we've had it that, it's always a talking point on Monday morning. And what I'm proposing is going to make it irrelevant on a Monday morning.
Okay.
It's going to be back to the football, back to what matters for us fans, which is the results, and to getting decisions properly made.
And what are you proposing?
I'm thinking scrap it completely and replace it with exactly what they have in the cricket. Each team at the start of the match has 2 reviews. They can see the game in live, just as we're watching it on telly. If there's a contentious decision, they raise a card or something, and it goes to replay for the video official to review it, do it live in the stadium on the big screen, gets the crowd involved, and we can celebrate properly if it's all good. So, like in the cricket, you have the not out bit, and it's kind of rotating. You're waiting for the decision, and the goal's given. That's it.
Right.
And
so you could celebrate properly, or you could protest in your thousands.
Well, you can't protest because it's there for everyone to see that it's the right decision, and you lose your review.
Well,
and then you have one
the only
review
problem
left.
is with any of this is that whether you have 3 reviews, whether we
that would be
keep
the argument. Like substitutes, it'll be 2. No, we need 3 reviews.
No, but whether we
need 5.
Yeah, whether we keep the same or whether you have 3 reviews, is some of the decisions are still subjective.
Yeah.
So you can be none the wiser. It'll still be a subjective decision. You just happen to review it.
Simon, the answer is that Danny Murphy gets in the truck this weekend. Don't you agree?
The answer is, Jim.
If I'd have been in the truck, we'd have a lot less problems.
Let's be clear. The answer is these guys have got to do their jobs properly.
Yeah.
There is nothing that you can give, even the most committed defenders, which I have appeared to been towards the PGML over the last week, could make any case for. This is not about the digital technology. This is not about the interaction. This is about an individual failing in the basic fundamental responsibility at looking at the game.
Just a quick question, Jim. Do you think VAR's incompetent?
Oh, Danny, well, this is your moment, isn't it?
This is your... You said to me,
I told you so.
They are not incompetent.
Oh, no.
Some of them are.
I didn't think then it was a fair word to use, but at the precise moment, it's not foolproof. What they're not is thick, which you called them in the past.
I apologise for that word.
But this has made them look ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot put it in any other terms. I'm giving you a confirmation of a decision different to the one that happened on the pitch.
Yeah.
So I might as well be in Namibia watching something else for the level of interaction I've got with what's going on.
Some people don't deal with pressure very well, and it's pressure.
Yeah. David in Wakefield, I'm pretty much with you. For God's sake, mistakes happen. It's a game played and managed by human beings with all their failing, officiated by a human being with his failings. If you want perfection, 100% correct decisions, buy yourself a games console.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.